I, Anchor, we're here with our Coming Close to the Community segment, and one of your nominations, Nam himself.
Wow, so which camera was it before? Because I'm like this.
Any of them. Yeah, but
Alright.
yeah, maybe just you and me first, because we'll just edit it.
Yeah, don't worry. It's fine. So that's how you do it from the interview like this? Alright, cool.
Yeah. So how did you first get into manga, like anime and manga?
Anime and manga?
Yeah.
Wow. If anything, it has to go for super far back during the VHS era and stuff like that. Or during the era like when I think well, back in my era, back in Boston, when I was living there was a place in Harvard Square. There was a place that used to sell sci-fi stuff. It was just Star Wars, the big thing, and Star Trek. So anime wasn't huge back then. But then there was just a small shop that started carrying anime, and I didn't know what that was all about. So, but during that time, like the big anime that was huge back then was Ninja Scroll, Fist of the North Star, Kira, stuff like that. I was like, wow, this is awesome right here. And then, but there are other ones too that was really good too, like what is it? Oh My Godness, and what was the other one? I don't remember. It's Tenchu or something.
Tenchi Muyo.
Yeah. So around that era, it was huge, and I was like, oh wow, let me watch this. Watching Ninja Scroll was like what really impacted me. I was like, wow, okay, this is pretty gnarly. I never knew there was actually violent anime. All I remember was just shows that was just basic cartoon shows that you see on TV shows on basic cable, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. So when I got into watching that, I was like, oh wow, I really want to see more into it. So then get into Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon and all these other shows they used to show back on WB back in the days and stuff. Yeah. As a little kid. So I always wanted to always catch it on. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta go home and I gotta see this show before it airs. And when it airs, it's always airing just like, we only have like a 30-minute frame before they air it, and after that it takes off. And then the worst thing is that you're watching a whole entire season, and then they never complete it. It's like you leave it in a cliffhanger. It's like, whoa!
Yeah.
So it makes me want to go further deeper, like, where can I get these episodes? Where can I find them?
Mm-hmm.
And that place where I was talking about, it's back then it was called Man from Atlantis. And it was really if you would have easily just walked by and not noticed about this place, but the lady who's actually owned the store, she was showing me all this stuff all about anime and the other side of the world anime, which I didn't know. And there was a lot of people who were actually dubbing, dubbing, but like just making it was dubbing.
Translating English.
Translating English, but it was on VHS, and I was like, wow, this is cool. And I was like, oh, all right, let's watch it. And then I was like, oh, wow. And then there was like other spectrum, like but then back then it was super hard because they could only bring out so much during the time.
Yeah.
But if anything, around, I think it was, well, actually I was pretty young when I was watching Ninja Scroll too, so it's probably like around 14 or 15 like that.
Can you remember like what it was first like watching it? Because I know you said like, wow, I've never seen like a bloody anime before, like Ninja Scrolls.
Oh, no, I think the real bloodiest one was Fist of the North Star.
Yeah.
When you watch something like that, it's like you would never forget it. Or even Akira.
Yeah.
and I was like thinking about it, I was like, wow, this is so different from any type of anime I've seen. And the storyline and like you watch about like animes nowadays and stuff, and you watch about it back in that era. It's like, this is pretty brutal right here. Like as a little kid watching it, and it's not like a little fluffy stuff like that. This is just straight up raw. Oh, you were gonna die. Like that was it. I was like, but after just watching it, it's like, oh wow, this is different. I never knew there was a difference between American artwork and then Japanese artwork, and it was like it just blew my mind how big and broad, like the two different worlds is.
Yeah, just like the difference in stories, and yeah, I don't think a lot of cartoons in America would get away with, hey Akira, your best friend wants to kill you.
Yeah, I was like, your own best friend. I was like, the story is not just like for little kids to watch, it's like really dark tone and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it taught me a lot about like at least during that time when anime was first coming out, it was different. And And then as I was watching more into it, it's like, oh wow, this is actually pretty cool. Well, that's how I actually love watching anime, and I got to actually the mangas I think I was really trying to get into was probably Dragon Ball Z, because during that time that was like the big popular thing.
Mm-hmm. And for growing up, because like I remember you said you maybe like 15, you remember watching one of those anime series. What was it like for you growing up? Was everything cool at home? Like how was it? I guess growing up from where you were from.
Oh wow, well, growing up, where I was from in Boston was different. It was not the same as any place I've been around with.
Yeah.
So racism was pretty big right around there. The busing, every single place is territorial, like gang members and stuff, Bloods, Crips, folklores, Latin Kings. So being different is hard. Like it's already hard enough. Like it's being in a place where you're trying to belong with someone. Even me as a Vietnamese person trying to be around with other Vietnamese people was kind of hard too, because it's like you're too different. Like I was already during my age. I was able to talk to American people.
Yeah.
And trying to socialize with them, and then they would outcast me because I was hanging around with different groups of people. And growing up, and with a lot of different ethnics, from Spanish, blacks, white, even Asians. Like there's so many different. There's Cambodian, there's Filipinos, Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, and then it goes on. But over there, they consider Asian. They just consider as one. That's it. Mm-hmm. They don't even consider them as any different ethnics or anything. Like it's just one people. But even Spanish too. Like when people say, "Oh, are you?" are you're Latin? Yeah, are you Latin? Yeah, they'll just, even when you do interviews, they'll say, are you Latin or are you Spanish? That's it. They don't consider you as, are you Mexican, or are you what we call Dominican Republic, Puerto Rican? Mm-hmm. It's just, so they just categorize you as just as one people, and that's just hard. So as me growing up in that type of thing, in the environment, it was different. So for me being Asian and trying to love like animes and all this stuff, it was hard. Like you trying to find a place you want to belong into. Mm-hmm. And growing up in Boston was just like, it's hard because then they look at you and it's like, oh, you're into that type of thing. Then they're like, oh, they push you away. I was like, wow. I was like, really? Wow. And they didn't even trying to accept me or anything. Or if like, oh, you're into this, you're part of the, you hang around with this people. It's like, well, I don't want to be around you. And I was like, wow, really? So back in my era at least, they segregated everyone. Like, if you're part of something, like, no, I don't want to deal with you or be part of you. And it was hurtful, but at the same time, you know what? I don't really take it as a negative. I just take it as like, well, why is that? Why do we have a place or community where we segregate everyone? Why do we have a community where instead of just accept them as who they are as a person, they push them away? So, and I just realized it's just that we're just sometimes ignorant about certain things, because if you don't know something, it's just like, oh, I don't understand you, we'll just push you away because you're just too different, you're just too weird, I don't understand you. And for me, it was just more of like, well, I want to get to know you more. Maybe there's something I can learn from you, not just as a person, but also maybe there's something I can learn from you culturally, or maybe something different. Like same thing like anime. Like when I get into anime and watching it, I was like, oh, I didn't know there was Shonen Jump, all these different categories, like harem and what's the other categories they had? Like,
yeah, so they had the harem, they had the what else? There was the shonen ai.
Yep. And there's what's the
Sci-Fi
one? Yeah, Sci-Fi. What's the one with the girl, like all girl ones and stuff like? What's that?
Oh, like just all female casts?
No, not all female casts, but it's like Shonen Jump, but just a female version.
Oh, I think they call that Shonen Ai.
Shonen Ai? Oh, okay, see.
So the fields were more for different people interacting instead of, my hero, my friend has just died, I must avenge him. Like, instead of that, it's like, oh, it's the girls, it's like, oh, maybe like Inuyasha or something like that.
Something, yeah.
But it's both of them, Shonen and Shonen Ai.
Oh, okay, yeah, see, and that's something that is like, wow, different categories, and That's something about anime that I realized is that it draws different people to actually want to watch more of it. If you're into this category, we have it for you. If you're into like powering up and that shonen is for you right there. So anime is broad, like really huge. Or if you like good story, something like Miyazaki. Like,
Yeah.
now that's right there. Like, oh wow, Miyazaki, great storyteller. And if you want to watch something like that, it gives you like depth and everything like that. It's like wow, and you watch that like that. He'll tell you a great story.
Yeah.
And what's even more great about it, he can narrow it down into 1 hour of like instead of watching like 50 or 60 episodes. Like
Yeah, definitely OVA is easier
Yeah.
for that. When you first, I guess, moved out of Boston and you got to Hawaii, how was it like, I guess, the transition, like getting back here? Because you're really accepting, like coming from a segregated community and just learning how to interact with different people. When you moved here, like, was it more accepting? How was it? How did it feel? Just coming over here?
when I first moved over here, it was different. It wasn't the same as Boston, but I already knew what I'm gonna get myself into when I came here. So already I knew right away I was gonna be segregated already because they don't know me. They don't try to see what type of person I am. But instead of me trying to put myself like sound like, oh, you should get to know me, like I'm different. No, I try to get to know them first. I try to get to know where they're coming from, what their culture is about. So I put myself in their shoes because I don't want to be because why would they want to get to know me when first off I'm in their territory. I'm coming into your territory.
Yeah.
So I should get to know you first. So first off, I came in open arms, trying to understand what's going on, how things work, what's going on, like how do you run this place as a culture, and how do you get to know people here? Like first I didn't know what, like when I was talking to people, everyone's like, oh yeah, shoots, bro. I'm like, yeah, shoots. Like I was like, then I had to learn a different lingo. So even in Boston, there's a different lingo. Over here, it's a different lingo. Like, and then even when I go playing games online, it's a whole new lingo. I was like, whoa, what's going on? What are you talking to me about? I'm like, I'm so lost. But with open arms, I always try to accept people and take them in. So that's something that from transaction from Boston to over here was just what made it easier is because I'm trying to understand them first instead of me trying to throw myself to say you get to know me. No. I have to get to know you first. What's going on?
It's really good how, like, I guess your life experience made you just more, I want to understand you. You want to reach out and understand them more instead of initially like, oh, they should just get me.
Yeah.
Very different, like, because now I feel like there's not a lot of that, You have that respectful and, like, understanding and caring and just that sincerity of, like, oh, yeah, I do want to know who you are. It really resonates with, like, how you are as a person and how you interact with a lot of people.
Yeah,
like, do you feel that, I know, like, you grew up in, like, a place where you had to deal with segregation, racism, and stuff like that. Did any of those, like, experiences follow you into any other hobbies, like, when you were into anime and stuff? Like you said, it's like, wow, it's really diverse. It's not just cartoons.
Yeah.
And then you saw that, like, from growing up with people. Were there any other, I guess, life experiences that really stuck out and impacted how you viewed other things?
It did. There was a lot of like as for me growing up watching animes and stuff. What happened was when I was watching all different anime, there was a group of people that actually loved watching animes. There were actually I never knew. There was a group of people who loves watching anime, who loves like not just the sci-fi but also anime, and I was like, wow. But what stuck out most of me was that as I was hanging around with these groups of people, I noticed how unsocialized they get, and I was like wondering why. It's like, and I was like, how come you're so into anime and everything like that, but then when it comes to talking to other people, you're like, you don't know what to say and how to talk to them unless they're talking about something they talking about the same thing they like too, like anime. And then after that, you see a different spectrum of who they are as a person. So I was like, wow. And that kind of opened my eyes. It's like, well, maybe it's just not, I want to help them to reach out to other people too.
Yeah.
So like I kind of feel bad. It's just like for them to come and all they do is just talk about anime. Maybe they could just talk about something else too. But when you try to talk about something else, they just can't relate. And so I was like, I kind of feel bad. So I was like, And the reason, well, I did something like this at the house is so that people can actually have a sense of connection with each other besides just anime. So they can have something to talk about. So they have animes, and they can also have a group of people that they can actually feel comfortable talking about anime. But then if they talk about a different subject, at least they'll feel comfortable switching into another subject too, because they don't feel like it's awkward. Yeah. So if they were talking about like video games and stuff like that, at least they could transaction to that, or they could talk about card games, which like Magic the Gathering, or we've been playing like the Minions or Ascension and other card games that was out there. There's so many out there now. But at least it could diverse a little bit now. And then now, you know, if they want to talk about other stuff in life too, they can actually come here and socialize. They can say, oh yeah, school was kind of hard, this and that. So I was like, oh, it's easy for them to actually talk about, because most of the people are here are in the same, either in the same category or at the same time they've been around with each other enough that they get to feel comfortable to talk about it, instead of feeling isolated or feeling like they can't belong to anyone like that. So that's why I like to have a group of people come to my house, so that they can actually feel they belong, so they don't have to feel like, oh, you're an outcast, no, you can't, you know, you don't belong here. No, I welcome them in. If you are, if you don't feel like you belong here, like no, come, join, talk. Like if you're quiet, if you don't know how to communicate to me, I'll find a way to communicate. Like, okay, I was like, if you're a gamer, okay, you know what? I'll put on my headset, we'll talk through gaming. You know, we'll find a way. Or if it's even like when I talk to other people outside too, they have an easier time talking through texting. I'm like, what? Really? Alright, I'll figure it out. I'll text you and talk to you through that right there. That's the way how to open it up slowly to get you to get to know me as a person, and to get to know them as a person. You know, so it's like, oh, okay, now we get to at least have a normal conversation.
Yeah, so it's good how you reached out for, whether it be like through video games, or if they didn't really like video games, just simple board games, or even just the more diverse options of board games and card games now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you get into it, you involve other people just so they can connect with more.
Oh yeah, they get to connect with more, like people who never even play card games.
Yeah.
Well, for instance, if they don't understand Magic or anything, at least I could introduce something that's easy, so that the rules are simple. We slowly progress them to the part that's like, wow, I actually like this game a lot.
Yeah.
And you got a group of people who's willing to like open up and teach them.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like with anime. Like, there's so many going on, and a lot of people who comes in and they say, whoa, I'm not that type of person as well. Okay, you know what, I understand you're not. But you know, at least we have people who's willing to show you something. Like, well, if you don't know anything about Crunchyroll or a community where people show, oh yeah, you could go to all these different forums.
Yeah.
At least you have it here that people can actually communicate. Oh, where do you get that anime from? It's like, oh, you know, well back then for me it was a lot harder. It wasn't there was no internet. There was no group of people actually doing that. I actually had to go to certain places. I had to go to Chinatown to actually find people who actually either sell it or rent those type of CDs and stuff like that, or VHS about that. And then it's like, oh, and then not only that, you have to wait until it's actually dubbed and everything like that, so I can actually read the subtitles.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? It's back then was a lot harder and longer for me to find that type of group, and now it's actually a lot easier, and trying to get people involved with knowing things like this is a lot easier than it was before.
Yeah, like that whole sense of community, it really has grown, and it was different. What was it first, like, I guess, getting in contact with, you know, those small groups in Chinatown, or even like the anime clubs like at New Age, or maybe other ones like Manga Bento or Comic Jam and stuff? How was it like, you know, going out there to hang out with those people?
Actually, for me, it was when I first went when I first went to AMS.
Yeah.
It was strictly about showing about animes. Just like there wasn't a lot of talking, but I was trying to get to know everyone there, and you know, I got to know the president there back then was Will. Yeah, everyone, you know, like for me that was like, you know, for me that was Gen 1 for me right there. Will was the man. He trying to not just involve people. He was trying to do whatever it takes to. He interacted with people. He tried to involve people. He's trying to do all these new activities all the time. I was like, wow, this guy is awesome right here. But he didn't just love like Japanese animation, but he also loved like different types of animation. So he's trying to involve people to diverse himself just besides just watching animation. And so he was trying to get to people like watching like Korean Japanese animation, and then
or any dramas too, yeah, like dramas.
Yeah, like, and then he's trying to get people involved with different types of things, so that people they could diverse themselves to like different things to see besides just one thing. So that's one thing that I noticed from his part, and he involved people a lot too, and he's always trying to talk to people and connect with people as much as he can.
Yeah.
Even knowing that he was doing service in the army during that time, but he still tried his best.
No, yeah, I remember he would talk about like the closet otaku, but like, yeah, there's some way we can connect with other people. It doesn't have to be just about anime or video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you both do that very well. Like, what really drove your interest into like going out to those events? Just like to hang out with more people, get to know more people?
Yeah, and it was just actually, me to get to know more people and communicate more. I mean, because of that right there, I know Gavin, George, and you know, and then from that little group right there, I just kind of diverse from networking with one person to another person to more people, and it was like wow, and then I get the chance to go to QuietCon, my first event here in Hawaii, and I was like wow, this is cool. You know, you get to meet people, and then all the people from those events goes there too, and it makes it even more like a bigger community. And as I'm seeing it, it's like, wow, this is awesome. I love it. And I can't, and now it just became to a point where, I got to know people, and I really wanted to get to know these groups too. I just wish I had spent more time to actually be more involved, but because of work and everything else, I have to try to pick and choose my battles.
Yeah. So speaking of like, I guess, differences then and now, because you first got in, like they didn't even have, you know, Facebook back then or internet back then, and then you were just looking out for more groups, and then, you know, Will, he had a forum online when thankfully the internet was there, we could still reach out.
Yep.
Do you feel that, I guess, the way, I guess, people who like the things we like our nerd culture, is it different now from then?
Well, from back then, it was different. Like around that 90s era and stuff like that, it was. They didn't really have a big group of it, so looking for it was hard. Even I had to go, even like going to Harvard and MIT and all that stuff, just finding those group of people was really hard back then. And but eventually I found them, connect with them, talk to them, get to know who they are and all that, and it was fun. It was really fun. It was like a big experience. Like they would teach you things, but during that time too, they were teaching me not only just like anime and stuff, but they were teaching me computer stuff, which I was like, whoa, what is this thing called download? I was like, what is this? I was like, oh, they're teaching me about StarCraft, all these different games and stuff, and there was like a site where they actually, well, back then when internet was, the 56K modem and stuff like that, just to get one episode like took forever.
The dial-up.
And I was like, oh my god. But I actually learned stuff then, and then there's forums on the internet back then that only people who has a lot of money back then could actually go see. And when I went to Harvard, I never went to school, but I actually hang around people in Harvard Square, and those people would actually teach me things. I was like, I was like, what is the internet? What is that? Like,
yeah.
And that internet was just getting big right then, and only people who has a lot of money would actually afford something like that.
Oh yeah.
So they were teaching me a lot of stuff, and I was like, wow, this is cool. And I went to a place where it's called Cybersmith, where I never knew that you could actually connect computers all around. And people were watching anime, and there was like the internet. I never knew what the internet was. And so I think from where I was back then, from now, the forums, the internet, because of all that, helped to me to reach out more people and just connect with more people out there.
Yeah. How do you feel the people are different from then and now, though?
Well, then and now, I think
Kind of the same, different?
it's still the same. When I noticed a lot of... The reason why it's still the same is because I felt like when I tried to get to I actually took my time to reach out and get to know them.
Yeah.
What it was for them was just that they didn't want to reach out to no one. They're really closed off and they want to keep it. It's just within that circle. And I noticed that with even from back then and now, even when I went to Qui-Con and even AMS and all these other groups, I noticed that they're not trying to get everyone together, except that they're trying to segregate. They just into their own groups, and I don't understand that. I said, wow, you all love the same thing, but yet at the same time now you're still segregating yourself even kind of further. And I'm like thinking, like I'm going around like to AMS, Qui-Con, all these groups, and I'm like, why are they just having a group of people in one section, another group in this section?
Yeah.
So, and I noticed instead of trying to group everyone together, like I try my best to get everyone involved, to get everyone to know each other, even whether they're good, bad, whatever.
We could connect
Somehow, like
like
there's otakus and there's some people that's just straight too much otakus that where it's like, oh, that's a little too overwhelming.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand where they're coming from, but I try to understand where they're coming from, but I'm trying to help them also to open up too, like, so that they can actually try to connect with people by different things, like, so that they can actually. That's one of the things that I think most communities just they're having a hard time letting other new groups coming into different groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember like when AMS was still growing, like they were trying to have like a member in different community colleges.
Yeah.
There was a time where I think a lot of our members like they went to, what do they call that? There's a West Oahu anime club.
Yeah.
They had card tournaments and video game tournaments. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and then now they're separate from each other. They used to be willing to share with the community. Now it's separate. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, that's right there. That's where I like. That's why I wanna. That's why I started my own little small group here.
Yeah.
Like my group, the way how this community here at this place, I try not to have a non-judgmental environment. Because I remember when it first started, everyone was just being judgmental about everything. I was like, whoa, I know you don't like this person, I understand. I was like, whoa, okay. But first off, now I actually made it to the point that it's like, hey, this is a house rule right here.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be judging people from coming in. You have just guys, girls are coming in, and if they come to a place where they feel unwelcome and they feel unease, it's like, whoa. My job as for this house right here was just that when I bring new people come in, I want them to feel welcome. I want them to feel like, hey, this is a place of safety that you can come in, be yourself.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you don't like anime, that's fine. I'm not gonna judge you for that because it's understandable. Maybe this is not your thing, but maybe there's other things you could come here for too, right?
Yeah.
So we have bars and stuff like that in this house, so you can drink and have fun. You can socialize. Or we have, other than anime, we have video games and stuff too. That's in my room where people could actually play all types of games if they want, or card games. You know, I set up tables, tabletops, so they can interact with a different way. Or if not, that's why I have all these benches and more chairs so they can actually sit around and talk stories.
Yeah.
Which I wish it was a little bit bigger so that I could actually have more things going on, like my old house. It was such a huge living room, so I could set up numerous of tables and everything and have a family style. People just come in, join in the game and talk stories. And I was like, where are you coming from? Oh, where are you? And then introduce themselves, let them open up, and where they can actually get to want to come back again and again so they feel safe. But during the first part, it was really, really hard. It was not easy to
bring people out of their shells.
Basically break them out of the shell. Like I remember one person said, "Well, this is not my thing," and then first time they said they didn't want to be part of the group I was in. And I said, you know what? Instead of me judging them, saying, "Oh, you know what? Don't ever come back," whatever like that. I just said, you know what? Hey, it's fine. I understand where you come from, but you know what? This door is always open. You can come back anytime you want. And this is like a sanctuary. So I always try to teach everyone here at the house that don't judge anyone. Just let them in open arms come in. You know, like when I first came to Hawaii, the spirit of aloha, the ohana, just open arms. Just try not to be judgmental. Just come in and enjoy. Be yourself, you know, and that's what I learned from here in Hawaii. So that's what I want to do with the community too. Like, hey, just come in, don't worry about it. And you know, and if you have problems in the past and stuff like that and situation, I am not gonna judge you because of the situation. And even with Facebook nowadays, you could actually find out their profile and stuff, and they judge them right away. It's like, you know what? That's Facebook. That's a different life. I'm not gonna bring you come in and then you gotta be like, oh, you have these Facebook and you have all these people hate you and my group of friends doesn't like you. No. That status, all that stuff has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I let people come in, they come in, enjoy themselves and relax, have fun, and just be themselves. You know what? Why would I come in and just like, hey, you know what? You don't seem to fit in this type. No, that's not. I would hate to someone to feel that way. It's like, no, come in, relax. You know, especially newcomers who've never been to my house, and I always try to make them feel welcome. And if they don't feel like this is something, that's fine. I'm not gonna judge them either. And if some people actually, you'd be surprised too that they actually eventually come back on their own because of just how safe it is and how people constantly keep coming back over and over again. And that's what I wanted them to do. It's just that to make them make their own decision, make their own choices. If this is something they want to come back to, and it's like I said, it's open. And if they don't want to, they have other life things they need to do too. You know what, by all means. But you know, when you come back, you have stories to tell me. Share me your stories. I love to hear it.
Yeah.
If you have an idea of like a new anime or something like that, sure, come up. I have a big TV in my thing. If you have a new show that you want to show to everyone, show it. You know what? I try my best to involve people with not just the mainstream stuff, but new animes out there that I've never seen before. It's like, oh, besides the mainstream that you see all the time, like, what about this anime? Like, maybe you might be into this right here.
Yeah.
Or something besides Shonen Jump. Maybe you might be into this one right here too. And it's some of them. Some of them don't even show on Crunchyroll, so you have to really look into it. It's like, oh, okay, there's another one I've never seen. I was like, oh wow, see, and it opens up people to want to explore more into different anime.
That's really good. Oh yeah, quick segment break.
All right.
Wait, that camera turned off. That's why. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
this camera is still rolling, which is good. Sorry, this is like an extra one, and sometimes it'll turn off randomly. That's why I was like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
The red light? Yeah, the red light's on. Okay, cool. Let me just check. This one's good too. Okay. And then. Okay. Hi, Anchor, we're back. Yeah. Yeah, so you got into a lot of your, I guess, social scene experience and like, you know, creating that safe place where, hey, I know you might have differences with people, but we just want to make sure that you're here to hang out, have fun, and yeah, open up, accept people. And that's a lot of stuff to do, but like, what else do you really do on your time off? Like, you know, you're busy working, you're managing.
Yeah, well, for me as being a chef and a sous chef as a manager and a leader.
Yeah, you run a line, a kitchen line, one of the best ones in Hawaii too. Well,
oh yeah.
Pretty sure Royce has won so much awards.
We win awards, but not the awards. We won a lot of different awards, like but we're still trying to go for like a higher place, like gold division and stuff like that. But we're slowly progressing from that. But for me as a sous chef, a leader, a manager, and a boyfriend, and a friend to everyone, like as much as trying to balance everything is really ridiculously hard. And I remember when before I took the position as a sous chef, a question I asked, like, wow, I'm gonna manage myself like from doing all this stuff and still keep this house open for people to come in and stuff. And I was like, wow, this is hard. So what I was trying to do is like, all right, I got the group together and talked to them. It's like, all right, I'm gonna take a position as a sous chef. I'm not gonna be here on Fridays, but I always tell them that, you know, keep an open arms for people to come in, welcome them, and even my girlfriend supported me on this too. That's a huge factor, that we talk, we communicate, we make sure that we're on the same page. One of the biggest issues that in relationship wise is that we're not on the same page. Same thing with me as being a leader. I have to be on the same page with my peers, my group, managing people. What do you call it? I don't like managing people. I like to lead people to become better people.
Yeah.
See, that's something I don't like to manage a place. Even this place. I don't like to manage it. I want to lead them. I want to lead them to a point that where they could actually, you know, lead themselves to become something more. And even with my girlfriend and even with the peers here, I want them to become some, you know, lead themselves, like make their own decision.
Yeah.
What happened if I'm not here? Like, can you make the decision and say, oh, can you make that call? And whether it's a right or wrong, you made a decision. And I'll be the judgment when I come in at home. They say, oh, you know what, you should have approached it a different way, or something like that, or you should have never let that escalate to that point, because you know. And that's something that's for me as a manager, or actually as a sous chef, as a leader. That's what I want to do with my co-workers, is that to lead them so that they understand that make the decision. But if it's a wrong one, it's fine. That's why, as for me, that's my job right there, is to give you guys the tools to lead them to become something more, so that eventually and coach them along the way, just baby step them, and deal with all these different spectrum right here, being all these parts, video games, all trying to find a balance right there is hard. It's really hard. Like my mind sometimes gets mentally exhausted because of bouncing all over the place, but at the same time, it makes me a better person. And it's a skill. It's not something that automatically, oh, I got into it. It's like I knew exactly what I was going on. I'm getting myself in. No. It's a learning progress. And I think that's one thing about the community and everything, is that they don't realize that where they started from. Like, how do you get to this point, from point A to point B? How do you learn? When you learn walking, how many times did you fall before? And they forget that failure is part of life.
Yeah.
Failure is part of life. It's the norm. But a lot of people now at this phase is like, oh, you failed. It's like, I'm like, no. It's part of the growing process. You learn, you grow, and as a people, and instead of accepting it, it's just people push away from it. And for me, I failed a lot in my life. To be honest, to get where I'm at today, I actually, I've done a lot of dumb things in my past. So I was, getting into trouble, went to jail, I fucked up in life. I never finished school, but for me it was just, I kept going, I kept pushing myself. It's like, hey, you know what, don't worry. And that right there gave me an idea of starting communities like this and accepting people from the anime world. And something, like even anime too, they actually taught me something, like, especially with Shonen Jump and everything, like friendship. You see that everywhere. Yeah, power of friendship. Like, it's overwhelming, but you know what? As for me, I'm watching, I was like, you know what? There's a message there.
Yeah. And
it's you may not see it, but maybe for some people don't see it, but for me, I saw it in a different spectrum. Is when I watch shows like that, it's like friendship. I'm like, okay, I understand. But I noticed that even though some of the people in, like, when you watch Naruto or Bleach, they segregate themselves in different groups. But when it comes down to it, they have to work together.
Yeah.
You know what? Now they have something that they fight for a greater cause, more than themselves, as a people and everyone. And the same thing, like, when it comes down to, if someone was gonna mess with the AMS or the group and stuff, people would jump in, because you know what? Hey, you're messing with our group now. It's not just about me now. It's about whole.
Yeah.
It's a whole group now. So that's where I see it as, like, when I watch these shows, I'm like, wow. Even though certain characters don't like each other in the show, but at the same time, when it comes down to it, they will work. They'll force them to put their ego aside and all this other pride. And then they're just like, you know what, we have to get something done now.
And then they do it.
Yeah. And they work together, and power level, like all these other stuff, and couple more waiting for the next cliffhanger episode, like and then you finally see them work together. It's like, wow, that's like the best thing in the world. That's like, now for me that was an awesome message about from watching anime that I could put into real life perspective, and that's one of it right there.
Yeah, and you're a really big part of the community. I remember you were shocked, like, was I even nominated, Nico? No, you were nominated.
Yeah, I didn't even know I was nominated. When I was like, why was I nominated for it? I was like, what type of group in this, where is this coming from about? Because I'm always working, I'm trying to jump all over the place and stuff, and then when I heard about it and got set up for the interview, I was like, an interview about me, like, what do I talk about? Like, I don't even know what to say. Now I just thought about it, I was like, you know what, just tell them about my life story of who I am as a person. And if people really want to know, I mean, I'm an open book. I'm not gonna tell you, I'm not gonna bullshit you or anything like that.
Yeah,
I just tell you as how I am as a person, and share you my life story. And I want to hear whoever is coming into the house. I want to hear your life story, where you came about, how they, what got them into animes and stuff. And maybe if they feel comfortable enough about broaden up their we call different categories of stuff. And card games available. If you want to talk about video games, we want to have that too. It's all here, So that's something that I try to welcome people to do.
Yeah, like for did you meet your girlfriend at an anime event or anything like that? Like through one of the clubs? No. Yeah.
Well, actually,
you did. Right?
Not really in that perspective. It's through friend. But actually, the way how I met my girlfriend was different. It was through a friend who was actually from. When I met them, it was in a group of people in QuiCon, and I met them through there. And then we kind of heard from groups of other people through there too. And I kept trying to get to know everyone, and eventually I met her through another friend. They were into like Minecraft and all these other different games I'd never seen before. I was like, wow, what's this game? And back then it was Maple Story. That's what it was. Maple Story. That was the game right there. That was, everyone was into it. And I was like, I have not gotten into it yet, and I'm trying to get into it. And I was like, oh my god, I keep falling off these platforms. Why is it so hard to play? This
Jump
game right here. Yeah. I was like, But I talked to her, and the way how I met her, we tried to get to know each other. She thought I was too loud, obnoxious. And I was like, all right, it's fine, because you know what, she doesn't know who I am, but it's like fine. But yet I still trying to get to know people still, and I'm still caring and loving person as I am. And I remember I asked her out, and she rejected me. I was like, oh! But at the same time, I didn't take it as a rejection. I was like, you know what, it's fine. It's totally fine for me, because you know what, I'm not gonna be moping. That's one thing about me. It's just I can't sit there and just say, oh, boo, No. I'm just like, hey, you know what?
Move forward.
Yeah, move forward. I just go. If I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail forward. That's it. That's the only way I'm gonna do it. Same thing with me learning how to walk, drive, any day. I'm just gonna continue moving forward, because there's no point of looking in the past and say, oh, I should have done this and that. You know what? It's done already.
Mm-hmm. What can you do now?
What can I do to become a better person, better me? Like, was it my approach was wrong? Maybe, or I don't know, or maybe the timing was off. But eventually, she came back a year or two later, or so, I think I remember, and she wanted to talk about if I was still interested. And I was like, well, let's just be friends and just try to get to know each other again, because I don't know where you were back then and who you are now.
Yeah.
Because back then you were that person, now this is who you are now. So I had to relearn about her again and try to get to know her, and then we started going out, and then now we're together. We've been together for a year now, and we've been going on our own adventures too. I've been helping her, and not only just for her, like for me and her as a couple. Like I try helping her too. Like she showed me things that I never knew about anime, and I was like, oh wow. And there's like another brought up things. I'm like, oh, wow. And then she's into different games that I'm not into either, and so she's into the Kingdom Hearts series and into what is this? What you call it, JRPGs.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh wow. And even those JRPG has their own anime shows too and stuff, and it brought us into another spectrum of that.
Tales of another series.
Yeah. Like, oh. But with me and her, we communicate. We're always trying to understand each other's world. Like, and I always try my best to see, like, even through 3 months from now, we'll see if we're on the same page. Because I don't, like a lot of people, what happens with when they get into a relationship, and even with my like with people, like after a certain amount of time that you haven't talked to them for a while, it's just like, oh, what's going on? I have to realign with them again. Even though they see me every day or all the time, even that's not enough right there. Like we have to realign with each other to see if we're on the same page. If even as for me as with my girlfriend, we want to move together at the same pace.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like a manager and up there and I'm all about this. Like I'm up here. Like no, you gotta like no, you gotta get up here. No. I have to step it down a little bit and try to help her to understand where I'm at too. And then if she's not catching up to me, I have to go down so that she can understand to where I'm at too. Because I don't want to be all up there and then she's like trying to she's not where I was at. Like, oh yeah, I was talking about that months ago. That's where I was at. But no, so even with my groups, I try to realign with them and understand what's going on.
Yeah, you catch them up. You don't leave them behind.
Yeah.
You're a really good, center of the attention and center of like energy in the room, and you just make sure that everybody's still on the same page so they can enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's after a while, like what you said, it feeds off on other people. It goes off from one person to another person. It just has that vibe of like, wow, this is awesome right here. I loved it when people are like, I remember there was a time in the house that we have people who's in like what do you call directors from Qui-Cons and all that. People coming in to my house, and it's beautiful. It's like to see a group of people who loves anime and everything. Don't talk about anime. Instead, they're playing Dominion.
Yeah.
Everyone just came into the house just to play Dominion. Out of all games and out of all things. First, it started out small, like, oh wow, and then it came to a point that where I was setting up a table. It was from one end to another, and people who loved anime was willing to open up to try something different. And
they were getting their merchants, their lands.
And they're like, wow, and they didn't want to get the land stolen. They're trying to do whatever taxes they can to keep. I was like, wow, and it's just amazing to see.
See them just come together in a different, hey, yeah, we could bond together and get to know each other outside of anime.
Yeah.
You really got them out of their shell.
Yeah, and I slowly, and that was a memorable moment for me. That I was like, wow, hey, sweetie.
Hey, so? I want to interview you next time.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, just woke up. Yeah. And like, so for that part, since it sounds like, wow, you're a sous chef, a manager, you provided a safe house. You're like the safe big brothers to everybody in the anime community. It sounds almost like some main character in some shonen. So that the people know that you're a real person and you do keep it real. You're like, it's not just an anime thing. Like, oh no, you want to, connect with people. You really want to get to know them.
Yep.
So they also really want to get to know you. Like, what's your real name? So they know that you're not Ichigo Kurosaki or something like that.
And it's kind of weird how we just went straight to the interview. I didn't even introduce him. Yeah, my name is Nam Nguyen, and I have a P somewhere in the middle right there too. I'm Vietnamese. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. Well, actually, a weird thing. I have a weird story behind that. Is that I'm Vietnamese, born in the Philippines, raised in Boston. That's how it's all about. Like that's where.
Nice.
That's my story started. That's where I was born, and that's where my learning experience was from Boston. And then I travel a lot too, and that's learning experience and everything through there.
Is there anything you want to promote specifically, or just love and peace, or like anything you want to promote, or just get to know, like?
Actually, I was never good into promotion or anything like that. But but at the same time, you know what? For the people out there. Who wants to know about animes and know about these communities and stuff, it's out there. All you have to do is just go out and look for it. It's not hard or anything. I think what it is that when you guys are going out there looking for more people or trying to get into relationships or whatever it is, like, go out there, open heart, understand their world. It's not about you. Understand them first. And then slowly try to get to know them. And then eventually maybe they'll open up enough that they'll try to get to know you too.
Yeah.
Because it was not an easy progress to, if you're trying to be the star of attention, it's like, know me, it's not about that. No, try to get to know them first, and eventually you will start seeing that if you open up and ask a question about them, they'll start to open up to ask about you too later, and that's how you're gonna start building a friendship and a bond right there. And trust me, like if you think that out there the world's all fucked up and all that stuff, at least you know that this place will be a safe haven for you guys. There's no judgmental or anything. Just come in, enjoy, and just be yourself. And if you're scared, it is not your thing, that's fine, and I totally understand. So don't worry about it. I also do other things too. I do work out. I do other activities too. But that's more of a different story right there now. So is this like the whole part of the interview right here?
Yeah, this is like the closing part. So do you want to say anything to the people that nominated you?
Thank you. I didn't even know I was nominated. I didn't even know there was actually a voting thing for me right here. So I don't know where to go about with this. But thank you so much for voting me as one of the inspirational people. I guess was that the category? What is it?
Like just who they felt was most impactful in the community.
Oh wow! All right.
So like they were like, who do you as a people want to see interviewed? Who do you think really did a really big part of the community in Hawaii? Yeah, and that's how you got nominated.
I'm so shocked to hear that. So yeah, but thank you so much, guys, for doing that. Keep doing what you guys doing. Open up, love, care, live with passion, and that's.
Yeah, and I actually have your nomination letters over here.
Wow!
We want you to read it out so that the people that nominated you, they get that personal touch of like, oh, Nam read my senpai noticed me.
Alright, I see.
Yeah. So these are you don't know who they are, but that's what they wrote about you and why they felt that you deserve a spot in the community segment.
Alright, let me. Okay, Nam is one right here. I don't need a reason to why Nam is better than other people, even so more than in AMS. He is our beer god. What the? I would like to take time to nominate now for AROH closer to the community interview segment. Thank you so much. Anonymous 2 right here. Amazing what can happen for some honest conversation. There aren't many conversations I can really call honest, or even honest people. You strike me as honest to yourself, to the heart of a hero. Think what could happen if people in the club or even out of the club had not a chance to meet you. They would seriously on edge, go possibly to nominate you for AROH Pro. So go on, see who else votes. I'm sure it will exceed your expectation. Wow. There's 3 right here. Wow, this is people actually write this about me? Oh.
These are your fans.
Alright, they call me Gnome. I wonder who's calling. Oh man, so many people call me that too. Hey Gnome, you make my butt hurt. Oh, wow. Alright. They all I got to say, okay, you're nominated, bro. Drink to that. Now you got the message from me. Yeah, drink to that too. You're buzzing yet? Are you? Now stop reading. Okay, Anonymous 4 here. It's been a long time, no question. I don't have time to explain why I nominated you. Fuck. I'm the popularity contest. This for your shit you always do from both sides. A voting poll is not a vote. It's just reminds you that a hot tub is outside, and you should be going inside into instead of going Facebook sober. What kind? I don't know. Alright. Your weight loss is totally legit. You don't even tell people about it. People just see the first time when they remind me someone who previously had a couple extra few pounds. Now is nothing by the Lean Machine. Watch Dragon Ball Z much? Nah. Just joking. Anyways, personally, you have guides me through thick and thin. I feel no one else would be any better to nominate than you. I expected some drinks next time. Oh, I see a lot more drinking is more involved with this whole thing right here. Every single man should feel. Oh, and I'm at 6 right. Every single man should feel beautiful while saying you are a otaku. Because everyone has their own natural beauty, even if it's hard to see. There is no one who can. This person will look over your flaws with a can-do attitude. This one person is named Nguyen. He takes the society seems to say rebels against it. How? Because society sells a product that works on insecurity. This man simply makes you fight against them. Fight the power.
Kamino.
Yeah. Number 7 right here. When we got back to the hallway at Qui-Con or every other event, we say you at from eatery near the University of Hawaii, from the anime club, or even just chilling outside somewhere random. You always have a positive outlook for everyone. Then one day before you had to go off to work, I noticed in my book bag and saw a letter I wrote one night that you had inspired me. At the very bottom, I almost forgot about it. In the very bottom, I see the note that simply say phrase, "We got this." Fucking, I swear we do. Wow. Alright.
Very inspiring.
I didn't even know about this. This is the first time I actually read this. I'm horrible. I'm sorry that I'm a horrible reader and everything, because I'm not. I just woke up, so I'm like got into this. But actually, yeah, this actually I feel really touched about this right here. I didn't know that inspired a lot of people. I was just being myself and just going through the experience of what I know and what helps people. And I really, really care about the society as a community, not only just one as whole as just an anime, but as a whole as a human being, as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that on Oni-Con. Even though it's just a small start right here, eventually, hopefully, it grows to something more bigger in the future. And I really want to help people to not just for the help,
not just to live their hobbies, but
live
a
their
good
hobby,
life.
live a beautiful and awesome life.
Yeah.
Like to get what they want and whatever it is they're aiming for with their target. And I always ask them, this is one of the biggest things that I always ask people, and hopefully as through this interview that understand this right here. You gotta know why you're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
If, for instance, if you want a girlfriend, now explain why do you want a girlfriend? Is it because it's for connection, feelings? When I got into a position as a leader, as a sous chef, I had to ask myself why. Why do I want this? What is it going to give me? And it gives me something more. It gives me leadership. It gives me a sense of community, and I have people who's looking up to me. So I have to make sure I step up my game to lead them, so that eventually in the future that they're gonna become a chef to themselves. Because I don't want, and I impacted so many people at work that even at the house right here that I impacted them is just because I cared about them. I want to hear their story. I want to hear their life. And if there's anything that I can do to help, I will try my best. There's tools. There's anything. If you want something, if you know your why, you could find it.
Yeah.
If you could find it, that's why I ask. I always start them up. Why? Why do you want it? And my why is always going to be different from your whys or everyone else's why. But if you can find that reason, if you have a target and you know why you're looking for it, the how-to is a lot easy. That's one of the things about the community is that in this day and age, we have the internet and we have so much resources out there we could find. All we have to do is just tap into it and look for it, and you can find it. And that's what it is. It's like, that's my message right there for you guys out there as a community, is that if you're out there, you're looking to be in a group or something, it is out there. You just gotta look for it. If you're looking to find a girlfriend, you just have to tap into it, look for it. Now you gotta find out if that's your target, then why you want it so bad. And if you wanna know why, if that's what you really want, then the how-to is a lot easier. There are people out there who are willing to help you. Share stories about how their transaction from not having a girlfriend to having a girlfriend, how they met each other, how they do it, and then that's works. And then even like communities like this, like, you know, if get to know different things, and or even if you don't like anime, I mean, it's okay, I understand. But if you want to start a business, or even like or trying to get into a field or something, even my girlfriend, she had a hard time trying to get a job, and that has nothing to do with anime. But you know what? Do it. I will find a way for you. But first, you gotta tell me why you want it so bad. And if you could tell me why, if you want it that bad, then let's go for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. And I help people. I try myself. I'm only a human being. I can only do so many things, but I expect people to actually lift themselves up and grow. And if anything I could leave for them, and that's one of the biggest things, is why do you want it? Know it, find it out. The how-to is a lot easier. There's other groups out there. If you want to lose weight, there's a otaku workout, right? Yeah, and even them too. Like, a lot of people who goes into working out don't know why.
Yeah, they'll tell me like, oh, they want a girlfriend, or they want a, what do they want to do? Yeah, they don't have their why yet.
No, but it's not only just don't know why. They don't have a target.
Yeah.
They don't have a target. That's the first thing. The target. What's your target? Why? The reason will to help you more into it, because it's like, oh, that's something that a lot of people have to understand. The target, a why, and the help is easy. Because the workout is easy. There's so many different workouts. I can guarantee you, we could watch anime. We could watch like a Dragon Ball Z workout. It's like, holy crap! Wow. Gravity push-ups. I was like, I don't know if I can do things like that, but we can make it up. They can make it up, right? Yeah. So it's just something fun. But at the same time, like, if your target is to lose weight, now why? Are you losing just for a couple of pounds, couple of inch? Are you losing?
Are you losing fat? Or trying to get muscle? Yeah.
Whatever the reason is, then that, like, how to. And I'm gonna emphasize it over and over, because you know why? The reason why. One of the biggest things that I've seen a lot too is common sense. Everyone, oh yeah, it's common sense. Duh, I should know that. But for the people, you might not notice this, that what's common sense is not common practice.
Yeah. It's good.
And if you don't, repetition is the mother of skill. You can't not say that working out one day you're gonna lose all that fat.
No.
You gotta keep going at it. You gotta go. It's a daily, daily thing they have to do. If you want it, go for it. And even like for people who has low self-esteem, it's the only reason why people has low self-esteem is because they actually practice doing that over and over again.
Yeah.
Where it becomes a practice, and in order to get out of it, you have to practice training yourself to get out of that too. Well, for people who say, well, I was born that way because someone trained you to become that.
Yeah, so you didn't have the clear target to walk towards. You were just like, oh, my target's right here, I'm going to stay the same.
Yeah, stay the same. And if that's your mentality, that's because you chose that. You chose that.
That's your goal, where it stops.
It stops right there. But if you look into pursue something more, get out of that comfort zone, and you want to stop depression, or you want to go out there and you want to communicate, or you want to get a girlfriend, once you made a decision, then it's just be like, okay, you know what, nothing's gonna stop me. You can see it, you can feel it.
Yeah. And
that's something that's like, wow, okay, like, you know what, oh, I'm not gonna stop you. If that's what you go for it, man. Go get it. Like, oh, even for my cooks too, like they say, oh, this is my first time cooking. I was like, yo, don't worry about it. I was in the same situation. I don't know how to cut fish. I don't know how to butcher meat. You know what? But I learned. I fucked it up. But you know what? I get scolded from my chefs and everything. But you know what? One of my biggest attitudes is like, you know what? Fuck it. I failed today. You know, whatever you need. I'm like, okay, you know what? Whenever people are yelling at me, I say, all right, whatever you need, I got it. I'll make it happen. That's one of my attitudes. I'll make it happen. I'll figure it out. And that's my message for you guys, right? Just make it happen. Like whatever the situation you're in, just figure out how to get figure out why, and make it happen. That's it. That's I guess that's my biggest message right there.
All right. Well, yeah. Thanks again for sharing with the community.
No worries.
All right. I Anchor signing off. See you.
Ciao. Ciao.